right. So that's the event page. Now I'm hoping that the audio will pass through. Actually, it's not 30 minutes. It's 6 minutes. Need to take that off the loop. Is out. Is out. Alrighty. Now, if I've queued up everything the way it's supposed to be queued up, anyone can come in and join the riff. I have tweeted out the link to the Google Hangout. You can come in and join us and give your own comments on our show. In any case, we are going to be starting our show very soon. The heck just happened there? It shouldn't have started with that. It should be starting with the tick. That was weird. Here we go. All right, folks, we're live. We're going. We're starting. And I've tossed out the link. So if you want to join us, come to the Google Live event. We'll see how this works. For those of you who are joining into the live stream, the video is actually flipped for some reason I haven't figured out. Like the audio is a bit distinct. Let me fix that. Yeah, what's so unwholesome about a place called the Evil Eye? Yes, what could go wrong in a place called the Evil Eye? Yes, a piece of rope. No one's a least bit worried about the mad bomber. I've seen bigger. Yes, nothing bad could possibly come from this. I mean, nothing could possibly go wrong with mind controlling the tick. No, Gizmo is a different show. Step 4, the tick. Hope Arthur brought his wings. Apparently he did. And we've got our first addition to our lovely, lovely live stream. Start ripping. We're live.
Don't mind if I do. Ugh.
I hope everyone can hear you. I've never actually synced the live stream with the actual broadcast. So we'll give it a shot. We've got our first secondary broadcaster in here, and we're going to see if it'll show up after the fact.
There's a reason why he's called mental.
Oh, my audio went weird. Let me see if I can fix that. There we go. Oh no, not directions! Those guys just. Well, you might want to try superheroing instead of just sitting in a bar all day. And no one gave a half a fuck. The Tick looks very weird when he's in all black. Really? People swim in water? I would have thought people swam in Jello. Yep, black Tick definitely looks weird. Let's see here. Playback devices. Set as default. That is default. Maybe they need the astonishing Paul Revere. 2F by land, 1F by sea. He brought a pie underwater.
Oh no, Swamp Thing.
Swamp Thing! Yes. The power of the green compels you. Bricks, my one weakness. The tick has a mind? This ought to be interesting. What could possibly be... Oh no, it's a day job!
The worst thing imaginable.
Dear God, it's paper cuts! His name is Mel Mental? That seems funny. Oh no, he's become the human mushroom! Or something. Yes, he's gonna attack you with gumballs. What could be more dangerous?
Balloons.
He's pretty good at juggling. Because flooding his mind will make so much sense, of course. Clearly, he's not environmentally friendly. It looks like Mr. Mental choked. Behold, the infamous spoon! Okay. No more spoon jokes from me. And of course, we are now at our intermission. I actually had to close down Google Chrome. It was too much for my system to handle. Streaming to live stream, streaming to Ustream, streaming to Google Hangouts, and having my Twitter feed open so I could give my updates. But we have got a Masked Rider double feature today. So we're going to be showing episodes 202 and 203. I guess that's Season 2, Episode 3, Season 2, Episode 2. Because last week was our Lightspeed Rescue double feature of Trakeena's Revenge. And of course, after our Masked Rider double feature, we will be moving on with none other than our Kamen Rider Dragon Knight Swan Song episode. Which is kind of a bummer, since this week is when I actually was able to pull all of my Lightspeed Rescue and actually SPD for Season 2 files off of my Legacy collection. So I actually have really high quality, really nice looking Lightspeed Rescue and other Power Ranger stuff, but we won't see it till next week because I didn't want it to get us really far behind on Masked Rider by doing like another Lightspeed Rescue double feature, or really messing up the schedule. Because right now, like next week when we pick up a Lightspeed Rescue, it'll be episode 31, which keeps things nice and even and balanced. So it means that when we hit week 40 and season 1 ends, it'll be week 40 of Lightspeed Rescue. And basically, I have it currently arranged so that when we hit week 40, it'll be the last episode of all of these things, except for the Tick. The Tick goes on to a third season, which we'll see in Season 2. And of course, this will be showing up, as you can see, with my modified tentative date of 3/6. So we are now looking at our preview for 2 weeks from now of Toku Saturday Season Dose. Excellent season. No matter what other people may say, I love me my Go Busters.
Go Busters is awesome.
Yes, Go Busters is awesome. I'm actually thinking for once I finish my Titanium Morpher, my SPD Morpher, and my In-Space Morpher, doing a Dino Charge variant custom-built Go Busters Morpher.
I do wonder what that looks like.
It's basically just going to be a Go Busters Morpher with a slot drilled out so you can put a Dino Charger in there.
Ah.
And I'll probably have to recreate the electronics for the Dino Charge Morpher. It'll be a fun project because it'll require multiple button presses to activate different sounds. But I should have learned all I needed to learn from that from doing the In-Space Morpher. Which is also going to have a keypad. My Titanium Morpher is actually sitting behind me charging. And if I'm not mistaken, yep, that's our promo for next week's Power Sunday, which is the Tick versus the Breadmaster. And now you can see the Lightspeed Rescue quality. There's no Y stickers, there's no studio stickers on it. It's just pure video taken right from the DVD, which is technically listed as 720p, but I don't know if it actually is 720p. And of course, now we're off to potato quality for Masked Rider.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't there a while ago Shout Factory or someone was distributing like the DVD rights or something.
Well, I know I know that Linkara and the others have said that if they want to be in the Power Force. Okay, that started way too early. Good thing I have auto looping. Well, I remember what they said was that for Mass Rider and all that other fun stuff, that if you wanted to be in Power Force, you had to go from an official DVD source. So I've actually got an official DVD source. Though I am not a Power Force member, I really just got it just so I could have better quality for this, because this is technically a review show. I mean, that is one of the reasons that I have live streamed comments over it, because otherwise I'd probably get a cease and desist order if I just were to play these things with me being completely quiet. But since I am riff tracking on it, it's technically a review show, and thus I'm technically protected under fair use. And letting other people comment is even better. Though, as I've said, I try not to be too distracting, because some people have only seen these shows for the first time. So I try to be considerate of other people. But most commenters are usually like that, I think. That they're not going to like talk over every single minute of footage. You just comment at the funny parts. It's like you're sitting on a couch watching the show with your best friends. We all make our weird comments. I actually have to save this one to live stream. I don't normally save my streams to my live stream because, again, copyright concerns. But I need to find out if it's actually capturing to the live stream and the Ustream the Google Hangouts audio. So I'll save it and then I'll play it back later, and then of course delete it later. Otherwise, if it didn't, then I'll have to figure out a new method of streaming this. Though theoretically, I could always just I could set OBS and Livestream to record the Google Hangouts as the primary source, which would then which would mean that I'd basically just be streaming. I'd be streaming my stream if the current process isn't working. It's an experimental week! Because why not? I want people to be able to enjoy it just as much as I am, even though technically, if I had my camera on, you saw me, you'd see me. I'm basically playing Marvel's Avengers game on my iPhone. I've seen these things about a dozen times, so I don't need to have my eyes glued to it. I can actually split interest between the two. You have to keep in mind that I also had to create all of these edited clips together. So, I've been I stared at these things for 20 minutes to make one 1 minute long promo bumper. Then I have to watch the same clips over and over again to find the right clips to export out. So I know these episodes back and forth. Doesn't mean I don't enjoy them, but I don't need to give them my full undivided attention. Ooh, Captain Boomerang. And apparently I have to team up with Luke Cage. It also gives me something to do during these, because otherwise I'm sitting in a computer chair for 2 hours doing absolutely nothing but looking at a screen. At least with my Avengers game, I'm actually doing something. It's less boring when you have actually some activity to do as opposed to just sitting there. I have a bit of ADHD, as you might be able to tell. I multitask a lot. Like when I'm programming, I'll have Twitter open. Or for those of you in our live streaming audience who've watched me do my fanfic writing streams, you'll know that I tend to jump in and out of the episode that I'm fanficking in and out of LibreOffice and do a bunch of other things because that's just how I work. When you have a 20-minute episode that you've got to sit in front of reviewing for 3 hours to make one 12-page long fanfic, you've got to keep your attention up. And watching the same episode 4 times and scrutinizing every single line of dialogue and every frame of action is draining. Which is why my fanfic doesn't get updated as often as some people might like. Again, one episode takes 4 hours to write, not including the pre-prep.
Well, I'm until the next episode.
We've got 1 minute to next episode. Yes, exactly. Let me take it off of repeat, so it should be able to start right on its own. One of these days, I'll just live stream my entire process of making a bumper. I know some people are interested. Here we go. Wow, good grammar. Why is this such a big issue? I really don't get it. Why is it such a big issue? It's like, what identity does he have to protect? The only reason he's living with this family is because they basically have given him a place to rest. But their home is protected from alien shenanigans. He has literally no reason that he needs to keep a secret identity because his real family is on another planet that's already being attacked, and Count Dragon already knows the secret identity. He literally has no need to protect a secret identity at all. Ah, yes, his imaginary friends are back. Ah, his imaginary friends. One of these days I'm going to do an actual review of this show because there's just so much material. Without you knowing about it. Yeah, I don't even need to put high speed on. They already use high speed effects. Really, you're going to enslave the Earthlings? Such a new plan. martial arts videos, probably with JDF as the star.
Is everything all right now?
I'm fine. I'm just trying to get this thing to stream right. It's kind of weird trying to figure out how to get to stream just me and just get the audio to come in. The fun of experimentation. Controller room? Oh well. Whatever happens, whatever may happen. For world domination, ah yes, luggage rerouting. Yes, we must make sure Dex gets on his plane so then we can instigate our evil plans. Require getting Dex to morph on his plane so he can reveal its secret identity to people it doesn't even matter to.
Genius.
Genius! Albie, you're a small black person. Do you really want to be messing around in an airport in the 90s? Or the 80s, given the footage that they're taking it from?
Let's just say late 80s.
Late 80s. Good old mid-80s airports where you didn't have to worry about Homeland Security. $10 whole? Hell, I'd give it my airline flight for $1,000. And he's going. Is the X-ray going to pick up Furbus or Furbus's skeleton? Because shouldn't it pick up Furbus's skeleton? It's Furbus's skeleton. Okay. At least they were intelligent enough to do that.
And
They
they're
only
not.
had us. Go ahead. A solar-powered monster on an airplane? Somehow that thing seemed like bad planning. And for all of you Mass Rider haters out in the audience, keep in mind, Power Ranger wasn't much better at this time of the year either. Could you possibly sound any more evil? Can I help you with that, little boy? Batman? You could have all just said Teddy Ruxpin. Efficiency!
You know, I realized if she got on the plane, what's stopping like one of the villains from getting on the plane too, and then just kind of crashing it down to also taking like Dex and everyone else with them.
It's the same reason that that Luthor doesn't attack the Ninja Rangers in their human form. That the only way to get the Masked Rider powers is to defeat Masked Rider when he's transformed. Which is why they need to get Masked Rider to transform and thus disenfranchise him from the people and then beat him down and steal his powers.
That's the Silver Samurai.
It's the Silver Samurai. Now all we need is Wolverine. Well, she's not getting a positive recommendation on Yelp. She's worse than Elsa with her obvious evil personality. Like the bathroom. Oh no, it's occupied. Well, can't he just use his powers of mind control like his cousin did? Good old 90s bumpers. And of course, no one notices Furbus just wandering around in the pilot's cabin. In an unlocked pilot's cabin. Let's see. Let's put that theory to the test. Yep, he knows how to handle it. No comment. Just no comment. Yes, just let the strange furry creature press every button in the pilot's cabin. Who needs an insectivore to crash the plane? We have Phoebus. Oh. Okay.
Who knew the plane was going at Mach speed?
Alien magic powers?
I'll buy it.
They've done weirder. Did Furbus just pass gas? Is that why he was waving his hand in front of his face? Uncomfortable. I love that one. Has he been handling the plane okay so far? So Mass Rider goes to save Leewood, and his family dies in a plane crash.
Genius.
Well, he is an alien prince. He doesn't understand us crazy human things. Like, drinking juice out of a juice box. So he's also a Venturan writer. Really? I mean, you would think the bathroom would not be right next to the pilot's cabin.
And she just lets him keep flying the plane.
Yeah, because she doesn't care about any of the people on the plane. All she cares about is Prince Dex. If everyone on the plane dies, it really doesn't bother her one way or the other. Apparently, he hit the controls so hard that they actually came out loose. That panel shook from the fist bump. Seat Haya. Clearly, he picked those habits up from the one time Tommy came to visit his planet. Oh, look, he's calling us imaginary friends again. Gotta give the Insectivore credit. He just took on a guy on a motorcycle without flinching. Oh no, jump cuts! Is that cloak alive? And apparently made of explodium. Apparently longer than you imagined. You know they're not going to get a positive review on Yelp after all that. So who's flying the plane if both pilots fled?
Was this before the age of all pilot? Is my question.
So
Oh, that's
apparently,
there.
so apparently Furbus is still flying the plane, and he's going to land the plane. This must be the season finale of Mass Rider. Really, we had noticed. And all that, and we don't even get an episode in a different city. Except for Phoebus. He must have a rich family if they're constantly willing to buy plane tickets. Then again, late 80s. That, or they use Xperia a lot. No, no, she will not. Maybe. Maybe. Yes. Yes, it will. And we are at our next intermission. Let me make sure everything's queued up properly so we don't have another early start. Master Rider's right there. Okay, so we should be good. It'll probably still start a bit early, but I can pause it when I get to the week 31 teaser. Then we move on to Max Rider 203 Mixed Doubles. It's going to be really annoying trying to sync everything up in Toko Saturday Season 2. And actually with actually with the rest of Power Sunday as well. Because when you take out all of the fluff in the Lightspeed Rescue and even the SPD episodes, half the time they're 21 minutes, the other half of the time they're 13 minutes. I am not even kidding. There's about 13 minutes worth of footage in those shows. And that's including the endings and the openings. I'll probably end up just having to pause it for a very long time, looping the same teasers, because I don't think I have 13 minutes worth of teasers. I have about 10 at most. And the SPD episodes look really nice even compared to the Lightspeed episodes DVD quality. But I guess that should be understood. Better quality videos, better quality masters. This is the show that got me into Precure, Doki Doki. This is the show that got me out of Kamen Rider. That drive's okay.
It's not bad, but
it's no Gaim, it's no O's, it's no Double, it's no Decade.
I kind of see it as the weakest of the Neo Heisei shows.
Yeah, it's the weakest link.
I mean, it has some... Wizard
was okay. It just, I liked what Wizard was doing. It's just that it didn't really have a good. It didn't really pull you along. You liked it for the story, and it worked really well if you're like watching it in batches. But it really didn't. It didn't really hold your interest for like a weekly. Like it's the type of thing you would binge watch. You know, some writer series are just more binge watch series than, you know, weekly shows. Like Dino Charge, I could definitely see being a weekly show from what we've seen so far. But and as bad as Samurai was, Samurai's more of a binge watch Power Rangers season. Like you get more enjoyment out of Samurai watching it back to back.
I will take your word for that.
Considering I've had to take all of Samurai and mix it with my Gokaiger for the current fanfic, trust me, I've had to watch every episode of Samurai for 2 hours to make a fanfic chapter out of it. Which means, yes, I watched the Team Unite well, actually, I didn't watch the Team Unite because I brought them in a little bit later. So I watched, I think it was the Negatron episode was the first episode that the fanfic dropped them into the universe of. But yes, I watched like Super Samurai for 3 hours, capturing the audio, capturing the dialogue, incorporating it into my story. At least I got to follow it up with Gokaiger afterwards. I did the same thing too when I was doing my Operation Overdrive fanfic and my Jungle Fury fanfic and my Mystic Force fanfic. Not so much with my Ben 10 fanfic because that was kind of a standalone thing. It's still a few minutes early. Auto looping. Not quite sure what I think about Dragon Knight, though, whether I consider it more of a binge series or a serial weekly thing. It kind of flip-flops. And what you're hearing now in the background is the speakers on my Titanium Morpher. running a bit longer than I expected. I have the wire still shorted. Is it looping itself? It's looping. I'm not taking your call, Ryan. Stop calling me, Ryan. There we go. I swear, Project Lightspeed just keeps calling me. When will they understand that I will come to the Lightspeed Aqua Base when my morpher is completed? Not before, because that's kind of dangerous. I'm actually pondering, since I've got about 8 audio pins on it, and I'm only using 3, just throwing in some like audio clips from Lightspeed Rescue and triggering them at random. Like you're in call mode, and then you press a button again, and you get random lines from Donna and Ryan. Oops, almost forgot that we're to click play. So clones who still have the originals memories and don't even know they're clones. And he apparently also cloned himself to make himself a monster. Okay. They're aliens. I just throw my arms up and say, meh, aliens.
Not the most ridiculous thing there is.
I mean, there was that one time that, what was it, the Machine Empire forced Tommy and Tanya to sing everything.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
There's very few things in Power Rangers that can get weirder, but that's one of them. And before anyone says it or thinks it, either in the comments or whatever, the pizza one was not the weirdest. It was actually pretty normal and tame by Power Ranger standards. Yes, being baked into a giant pizza was one of the more normal Power Ranger episodes. You know, with a better writing staff, a concept like this would leave you wondering at the end of the episode, did he actually destroy the clones or the real ones? We probably won't have that, though. Moo ha 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 ha. Yeah, that looks like a hex bug. Late 80s bumpers. Oh no, it's a scarab from the mummy. Damn maggots! Drop and give me 50 maggots. I think the maggots are actually an original creation of this show, and because we really only see them fighting Dex, we don't really see them fighting Mass Rider. And I have to say, they're pretty nice design costumes.
The colors are just, eh, it's just too bright.
They're still pretty well designed for costumes for minions. I mean, they're fully armored minions. Pretty impressive. You know, it's not like gray spandex like putties.
Or have it, or has an easy kill me switch.
Yes, let's talk about the easy kill me switch. Now, from what I understand, I know Dragon is from the Japanese show, and I think Nefaria is also from the Japanese show. So did they get did they just get a lookalike for Nefaria? Because obviously they can get a lookalike for Dragon, since all they need is the jaw. What was going on with that? Also, if the clones are made with the standard insect technology, wouldn't the insect detecting alarm? Well, wouldn't the insect detecting alarm pick up her as well? Oh, look, the alarm is affecting her. And they didn't notice the green electricity it's shocking her? Oh no, it's Storybook Rangers all over again. Or Storybook Writers. Why didn't the alarm go off the first time? And how come you weren't getting shocked by electricity this time? Continuity. Well, Dex will find you, obviously. What he'll do, however... Don't mix those hairs up. I mean, one's a blonde, one's a brunette, one's got black hair, and one's an African American. So, I mean, it might be a bit hard to mix up their hairstyles and all that, but it'd be really weird if it did. Like, blonde Albie. No, sire. Mua, ha, 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 ha. So what exactly is holding them in their place? Like, they're not tied up, so it's got to be something at their feet. Oh, look, Iron Man finally leveled up. Yes, they're fitting in so well.
I say they're identical to the original.
If I didn't know better, I would not be able to tell them apart. Oh, God. Oh, good Lord. It's full of poison and deadly carbons. She's actually doing a pretty good job of pretending to be the real her. This is what happens when you make 4 clones at the same time. We tied him up. How'd I know that they tied him up? Oh, that was a long pause. Crazy clones. There's a small toilet in Furbus's room.
Guy be living it up.
He's he's living it up in that little room, but just like he's got a small toilet in there, which just kind of strikes me as very weird. It's like having an exposed toilet in your bedroom. It's like not want. So, well, if he's that evil, how do you know he won't try and betray you and become the new Lord Dragon? He doesn't even need a golden mask. The Dragonator? Insert Arnold joke here. The funny thing is, even though they had a very limited wardrobe because they had to match to the rider footage, Dex still changes clothes more frequently than the Megaforce Rangers. And he
Well,
had to match footage from 10 years ago.
wrap your head around that for a minute.
Yeah. Like most of the time, he's wearing jeans and a white jacket because that's what Honestly, I can't remember what his name is. It escapes me at the moment, but I normally...
Comentor.
Yes, him. But he still manages to have actual other outfits. And now his imaginary friends are charging him up. There's something very odd about the fact that his imaginary friends have more power than he does. Thank you, my imaginary friends, for the power-up and the ability to teleport. I wish I had imaginary friends like that.
Apparently to the villain's place. Okay.
Aren't you technically already part of his family? You are his uncle. You can't pick your family, Dex. He is still technically part of your family. You just don't like him. Also, wait, is there that's an actual scene of Masked Rider with his American counterparts? I thought they couldn't. I thought they didn't have the suit to do that type of stuff. Yes, that's the most important information we need, Albie. His name and that he's unstoppable. Also, teleportation again. And it's still used more reliably than Super Megaforce. Yes, you've heard it here, folks. Masked Rider is better produced and has better continuity than Super Megaforce. And you didn't notice that at any point? Also, random alien powers. Yep, see? One of these days, I'm just going to make a list of all of his random alien powers. Because he's got like half a dozen. He's literally Superman. He has new powers as the plot demands. Is she drinking wine? On a kid show? Well, it certainly sounds like Dragon. You know, that Masked Rider suit really still holds up to this day. I love that like pill bug thing with his head to his neck. I just love that sleek, scooped neck to head suit design. It's kind of cool.
It is, in a way, yeah.
Like all the riders after have like a distinction between the neck and the head, but it's just different and it's cool. Like there's an obvious neck guard on everybody who's come after him. At his, it feels more like it's part of the armor. Granted, it gives him Batman-like articulation, but hey, it worked for Batman.
And you don't have to worry about being cut in the neck.
Damn straight. Look at that attack. It just hits his armor. And mode change. Before mode changes were cool. Dead or alive, you're coming with me. So now we have RoboCop versus the Terminator.
This really was made in the late 80s.
Yep. And now we have honestly, I don't know what Water Rider here reminds me of. Bio Rider. I mean, Super Gold is obviously like a RoboCop ripoff, but this guy, I don't know. Insert super black joke here. Throwing your sword always works. Murr. Ugh. I'm gonna take a stab in the dark. Insectopathic sense tells them apart. Also, random Kamehameha. So he just randomly knows which is the clone.
Because that's another power of his. And do not.
Yes, your human sense. Be really funny if he messed up on that and he's actually now living with the clones. I know, which is my real family. Blows up real family. You obvious, weirdly acting clone people are clearly my real family. 90s commercials. Dan Stronema, everyone. My new bumper. Available in 1 minute, 6 second, and 15-minute versions on my YouTube.
I have to go now. I'm still trying to get better after my sick cold I've been having lately.
No problem.
Thanks for inviting me here, by the way.
No problem. And of course, for those of you in our chat, we still have Kamen Rider, Dragon Knight, Swan Song coming up in 6 minutes. Well, let's see. Should probably post an update to my Twitter while we're waiting. So can I get Opera to open without causing problems? Nope, not Opera. What about Firefox? I want to open up Google. That is going to be way too much strain on my system. And I don't need you in the main window. No, I don't want to use Firefox. With Google Chrome. Tweeter. Apparently, I typed in the. Check this out. Apparently, there is apparently Tweeter.com, TWIITER.com, is a reported attack page, and Firefox here blocked it. So remember, don't go to Tweeter.com or Twitter. TWIITER. No, to Google. Don't make me force close Google Chrome. Thank goodness. All right, time to continue. Writer time. No men are here. Ah! No. Define safe. Card games on motorcycles. I love how they're basically implying that there is a survive card for all 13 riders. That's just badass. Like that. If this car is a rockin', don't come a knockin'. Something like that. And not a rider among them to save them. Commentor. Cue opening sequence. Hey, look, I actually found a way of flipping it properly. There's actually an option in many cams where I can actually flip it horizontally. Since that's what the Google Hangouts is using. Granted, Minicams is still done backwards, but whatever. Kind of nice. For those of you watching on the Google Hangouts afterwards. That's a bright idea there, Kit. Take on the super powerful enemy who's been keeping you on the ropes all on your lonesome. The bloom! The bloom! Oh, please, don't talk about the Musketeers. I'm having flashbacks to Megaforce. Ironically, they don't really. They could literally hang out. They could literally spend all of their time. This hangout arrow, and if you see broadcasting you're not authorized to use? What are they talking about? I am doing a live stream of a TV show that I am commenting on. What the heck? Google, what are you doing? I don't get you, Google. Is it because it's Dragon Knight? Content ID. What is going on here? Well, I think until I can figure out what's going on with Google's thinking this is unauthorized broadcasting, even though it's technically me doing a riff track, I'm going to have to stop the broadcast there.